approach the building and take your seats. And students, parents, and alumni, please move forward as we get ready to begin the program. Thank you. All of our speakers, if you would come up front, please, to take your seat. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Ms. Powell, how are you?
How you doing?
Sweat that.
All right.
Actually, good to see you in person.
Yep.
Good morning. We are ready to begin the program. Again, students, alumni, parents, please come up further, closer. I'd like to welcome everyone to the kickoff celebration of the 50th anniversary of School Without Walls High School. My name is Sylvia Isaac, and it is an honor to serve as the 11th principal of School Without Walls. I've had the privilege to serve this educational institution for 35 years as a social studies teacher, assistant and associate principal, and recently appointed principal. And I am honored to serve and to continue to serve in these roles. I would like to begin the program by sharing the history of School Without Walls. School Without Walls was established in 1971 to offer an alternative to a conventional instructional program in which students could develop methods of learning outside of the traditional instruction. The school was modeled after the successful Parkway program in Philadelphia and provided a small school environment for students who had difficulty adjusting to the large traditional school. The school began with, the school started with just 50 students, 6 teachers, and 1 administrator. In 1988, School Without Walls adopted a humanities program that provides an interdisciplinary core curriculum. It is the framework for academic rigor by requiring the study of primary sources and their contexts across disciplines. The history of utilizing community and international resources to enrich and excel beyond textbook learning remains a tradition at School Without Walls. School Without Walls offers a supportive environment where students from diverse social, racial, economic, and cultural backgrounds are admitted from all quadrants of the District of Columbia. While the school has changed over time, it has maintained its core vision to be an exemplary model of academic excellence and a demanding college preparatory program. Today, School Without Walls is recognized nationally and in the District of Columbia. The school has 600 students, over 50 faculty and staff, and 3 administrators. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to welcome the Chancellor of the District of Columbia Public Schools, Dr. Louis Farabee.
I am going to repeat what Principal Isaac said earlier, and I think we should take a moment to recognize while we are celebrating 50 years, Principal Isaac has been here 35 of those 50 years, and I don't believe we celebrate today the way that we are in the excellence of School Without Walls without her presence. So please join me in a round of applause. Principal Isaac, you have been an anchor, a true anchor to the School Without Walls community. This is an exciting time. This is actually just the beginning of our celebration. And we're not just celebrating the existence of the school, but the excellence that it represents. On behalf of Mayor Bowser and the entire DCPS community, we celebrate with you and we salute your reputation and the fact that we know that more of our students who leave this campus, this prestigious campus, go on and fulfill their dreams and aspirations for college and career. We also know that would not be possible without the partnership of George Washington University. So we want to thank the leadership of President LeBlanc for being here today and supporting the George Washington University and School Without Walls partnership. I would be remiss if I didn't share with you that not only are we progressing and moving forward over the last 50 years, but that is evident in what we are doing today. You should know that students are here today. This is one of the days that we have students in the building throughout this school year, and there are summer activities planned for students to help bridge a strong beginning to next school year. And so as we celebrate today in this moment, I want everyone to be very confident in knowing that we will continue this excellence that we've experienced over the last 50 years as we prepare to go into the 21-22 school year. And we want to do that with you. So students, continue your great work. To all of our faculty and staff members, we greatly appreciate your contributions and value what you do on a day in and day out basis. And then we also appreciate our parents and guardians who've made this institution what it is today through their support for students, but also building up the resources to continue what we've been able to offer on this great campus. Thank you all. Let's continue to celebrate the excellence here at School Without Walls.
Fortunate this morning to have with us the chairman of the District of Columbia City Council and the president of George Washington University. Please join me in welcoming DC City Council Chair Phil Mendelson, followed by the president of George Washington University, Dr. Thomas J. LeBlanc.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here. You know, School Without Walls is everything that we want in a school. It's successful. It has a very good curriculum. and the kids who go to, I should say, the students who go to a School Without Walls graduate and they have every opportunity to succeed. That's what we want, and that's what we should celebrate. School Without Walls is known for its rigorous academic curriculum, its college preparatory emphasis, its dual college enrollment, and its humanities-based curriculum. Public education is the great opportunity for governments across the city, across the country, to provide opportunity for the American dream to every child in America. That's why we need to support public education and why we need to look to public education as the key strategy to change the equity in our country, to provide every student with the opportunity to succeed. And so when we see that a school is being successful, we want to celebrate that. It's pretty remarkable that School Without Walls has been good as it's been, and around for 50 years. And so I'm here to add my voice to all the other voices and saying congratulations. Look forward to another 50 years with 150 years. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Principal Isaac, and good morning, Walls students, teachers, administrators, parents, alumni, Chancellor, Council Member, Chairman Mendelson, and Mayor Bowser. For the past year, I've begun all of my public remarks with the words, "It's nice to see you all virtually." Well, today I can say I'm delighted to see you all in person. You look great in 3 dimensions. As we gather here today, I'm grateful for the work of so many in the community throughout this pandemic, and especially for the wonderful leadership of Mayor Muriel Bowser. Thank you, Madam Mayor. On behalf of the George Washington University community, I'm delighted to join you all in marking this special occasion. We at GW are proud to be a part of the Walls community. We value the important role that School Without Walls plays in preparing young people to contribute to our community, and we view our longtime collaborations as key to advancing our shared goals. GW has collaborated with School Without Walls since 1980. That's almost as long as you've been here, Principal. And we are proud of our mutual work to create beneficial learning environments for the students. We're particularly proud of the School Without Walls GW Educational Task Force. One of the programs to emerge from that task force is the Early College Program, which allows Walls students to take courses alongside university students and earn college credit. It provides highly motivated and academically talented sophomores from School Without Walls the opportunity to earn an Associate of Arts degree from GW's Columbian College of Arts and Sciences while also completing high school. Admission to the dual enrollment program is selective, and GW tuition costs are waived for students who maintain a full-time course load. Throughout the program, mentors and tutors provide students with the academic, social, and other support needed to successfully navigate the program. As we at GW commemorate our bicentennial year this year, we look forward to continuing to build upon our proud tradition of establishing this and other special relationships and partnerships with our DC community. Our collaboration with School Without Walls is a prime example of how our institutions can work together to improve access to education and quality of life for DC residents. We're excited to see what the future of our collaboration brings. Congratulations to you, to your staff and faculty, and to all of the students, parents, and members of the community that you have served. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to welcome the Honorable Muriel Bowser, Mayor of the District of Columbia.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm excited to be here as well. Principal, I want to thank you for the invitation. To the faculty and staff, I want to thank you for your persistence, your tenacity, your innovation during this most unusual year. And to the students, I want to say it's great to see you. We can't wait to see everybody in person learning. To the alumni and parents, thank you for your support. Give them a big round of applause for the School Without Walls. I have to acknowledge my friend Terry Lynch, who has talked about the School Without Walls for every single day of my tenure in elected office as the booster for the School Without Walls. Chancellor Farabee, I hope that you will accept my appreciation on behalf of all the teachers and staff of DC Public Schools who have really worked very hard to make sure that our students haven't missed a beat. When I was told that Walls was turning 50 years old, I didn't really believe it because it just seems like Walls is still young and scrappy. And what we know is that in that 50 years, you have developed a sought-after program, a nationally recognized program, and you continue to inspire students, alumni, and the greater community. We celebrate your partnership with George Washington University. Now, early college has got to be the best deal going. And we are so pleased that our students can take advantage of that. More than that, when I see the students, when I attend the graduations, and I see how they think, how they approach the world, and the human beings that we are sending out into the world, I couldn't be more proud. Mr. Mendelson, I share with you your commitment to making sure that public schools in the District of Columbia continue to be on a trajectory of fast growth, and one focused on making sure no matter where a student lives, that student can have a great education in our city. In celebrating a citywide high school right here is so important to that trajectory. So on behalf of all of us in Washington, D.C., I have a proclamation principle. I won't read all of the whereases, but I want to read a few. Whereas the School Without Walls received its accreditation from the Middle States Associations of Colleges and Schools, and was recognized in 2010 and 2018 as a blue ribbon school by the United States Department of Education, and was ranked in 2021 by the U.S. News and World Report as the #1 high school in the District of Columbia Public Schools, #2 in D.C. Metro, and #90 in national rankings. Now in its 50th year, I applaud the School Without Walls' insistence on preparing students to be good global citizens with their laser focus on social justice, equity, as well as a keen understanding of our shared history. Never was this focus more critical than in the past year during both a public health pandemic and a global reckoning on race. Now, therefore, as the Mayor of Washington, D.C., I do hereby proclaim May 12th as School Without Walls Day in the District of Columbia. Congratulations. If I could just say one thing, because none of us should ever leave a podium without saying the following: get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. It's easy. You don't need a registration. You can walk up, and that's how we get back to normal. And that's also the part of being a good global citizen. Get vaccinated.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. On behalf of School Without Walls, we accept the proclamation, and we are happy that you have declared May 12th as School Without Walls Day in the District of Columbia. So thank you very much. Our next speakers are newly elected members of the District of Columbia City Council. is Council Member Janice Lewis George. She has not arrived. Council Member Brooke Pinto. Okay, so when they arrive, we will have them come to the podium. Moving right along, it is my pleasure to introduce the president of the School Without Walls Home and School Association, Sandra Moscoso, followed by the vice president of the class of 2021 and humanities teacher, Janaea Briggs.
Thank you, Ms. Isaac. Mayor Bowser, Chairman, and council members, when you arrive, and honored guests, as president of the Home and School Association, I'm delighted to welcome you to the School Without Walls Day on behalf of all 600 families that are currently enrolled. I am mom to 2 students, Alex, class of 2021, and Wyndham, class of 2024, go freshmen! Sorry, I have to embarrass my kids or else I have not been a good mom. This is a remarkable community and I'm incredibly proud to count our family among the first 50 years of Penguins. Our teachers, administrators, and staff don't just work hard to provide a nationally celebrated experience, they work with love and compassion. And our families recognize this. If you need a break from the weight of the world, grab some tissues and read the digital Teacher Appreciation Week card on our website, signed by over 100 families. It is a tearjerker. While I love the WALS community that I know, it's not what the current students achieve or what the current families say about WALS that is remarkable to me. It is the fact that alumni and their families continue to show up and invest. The 50th anniversary festivities and reunion are driven by alumni and parents of students who have long ago graduated. They have seen the fruit of the WALS education come to bear and continue to give back. Terry, Ashanti, Pitar, Jackson, all of the members of the reunion committee, you inspire me. You also scare me a little. What have I signed up for? While students are special and have access to countless opportunities via this program that has taken half a century to build, I've heard it said that the school runs itself, and I can see why it's tempting to believe this. But I want to demystify this and recognize that even a well-oiled machine only works when all of the components are pulling their weight. In our case, regardless of whether it's with or without walls, students need to show up ready to learn. Teachers need to show up ready to teach. Administrators need to show up to allocate resources and remove obstacles. Central office and our city's leaders need to resource schools in a way that meets the needs of the program, so the school can thrive, so students can learn, and teachers can teach. And parents, our role is to pay attention, volunteer where we can, donate where we can, and figure out the unattainable balance between engaging with the school while appearing to stay out of the way because our kids want us to get lost. Good luck, right? So yes, if we all do our part, there's a good chance the school will seem like it runs itself. If we don't all do our part, well, this puts pressure on all the other components of the machine, which eventually will make the school seem not so well-oiled. So this can be applied, I think, to any school or any situation. So thank you everyone, past and present, who come together every day to support our well-oiled machine. And to everyone, especially the alumni family who have worked so hard to make this day happen. Go Penguins! Go Penguins! And see you at the reunion festivities in October. Thank you.
Mayor Bowser, Chancellor Farabee, Principal Isaac, and other honored guests, and School Without Walls faculty, alumni, families, and fellow students. My name is Steve Mirabello, and I'm a senior here at Walls. When Principal Isaac asked me to deliver remarks on behalf of the student body, I I was both honored and a little intimidated at the prospect of summing up my Walls experience in a few short minutes. I thought back to the first days as a freshman, the excitement of meeting my new classmates at Summer Bridge, the desks formed into pods for discussions rather than rows for lectures, bonding with the cross-country team on runs past national monuments, and seniors sharing what they'd learned at Walls in one of my first advisory lunches. I distinctly remember two recurring pieces of advice. Don't procrastinate, and cherish your time in high school. Walls is a special place, and 4 years will pass before you know it. The seniors are right on both counts, and it's hard to believe that graduation is in 41 days, not that I'm counting. They were also right that Walls is a special place. For one, I've taken a wide variety of classes, like Magister Brindley's Advanced Placement Latin, where we applied years of foundational grammar and vocabulary study to Julius Caesar and Virgil. Through the Walls Exposure Program, I've completed free George Washington University courses, like American Diplomatic History, a dream class given my foreign policy interests, and taught by a top State Department official. I've traveled with the varsity team to compete at New York City's storied Armory track. I've served in elected student government, competed as a delegate in Model United Nations, led fascinating ethics club discussions, and toured Rome and Pompeii in an unforgettable school trip with Magister Brindley, Mr. Ackerman, and Ms. McGlennon. And I've emerged 4 short years later, confident and prepared to pursue a college education. Though virtual learning over much of the past 14 months has given a new twist to the name School Without Walls, our resourcefulness and determination hasn't changed a bit. One example of learning beyond the classroom is the DC Virtual Storytime program I was able to create through our school's reading club with help and guidance from our exceptional faculty sponsor, Mrs. O'Neill. Nearly a quarter of Walls students have collectively contributed thousands of hours to virtual storytime, helping over 150 DC public elementary school students across all 8 wards build their reading skills during the pandemic. It's emblematic of the care that Walls students show towards their community, especially in the toughest of times. So what exactly makes School Without Walls special? I couldn't tell you in a single sentence. But I know that it all starts with our faculty, and I think I speak for every student in expressing appreciation and gratitude for all those who have tirelessly supported and instructed us. Beyond our teachers, Walls is special thanks to our driven students, accessible administration, and committed families, not to mention the university courses right next door. The Walls community, now as in 1971, believes in the enduring importance of the humanities, global citizenship, and social justice. And we know whatever the world looks like in 2071, Walls will still be needed and will still be here. I couldn't be more grateful to call myself a part of this community. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janaea Briggs, and I have been a humanities teacher here at School Without Walls since the 1997-98 school year. Almost half the time this place has been in existence. When I first started teaching here, I had never seen a school like Walls. This was a place that taught students out-of-the-box thinking, used the city as a classroom, and had passionate, creative, intelligent teachers who taught me what this venerable institution was all about. One of my first colleagues was Sylvia Isaac, our current principal. I met her when she was a social studies teacher, and I used to float. I was new, I didn't have a classroom. So I used to use hers on occasion, and that's how we built our relationship. I also count as friends today 2 other people who were with me in 97 and 98, Janine Pokorak and Edward Ishmael. Ms. Pokorak and I entered this place the same year. as a Humanities 1 and Humanities 2 teachers, and we were in awe of the amazing Edward Ishmael, who taught students African literature. Those three and so many other educators are the foundation of School Without Walls. They are the people who showed me and countless others the vision and the mission of this place. And so I want to give thanks and shout out to the teachers who helped me understand what School Without Walls are all about. So I give thanks to Lottie Thomas, Ed Rupert, George Reedy, Mary Collins, Gloria Cobb, Lynn Kaufman, Millicent Jackson, Mamadou Dieng, Dee Ward, Joan Moten, Ruth Stenstrom, and so many others. Naturally, over the years, many of those giants would retire or move on to other schools. The faces changed, but because they committed to teaching us what Walls was all about, newer faculty could maintain and grow this place, including Crystal Piper, Art Clawender, Charles Butler, Carolyn Schultz, Victoria Tyson, Carlton Ackerman, Nick Bennett and Corey Null, Everett Catlin, Laura O'Neill, Addie Thorpe, Sharon Vollen, Rachel Blessing, who is also an alumna, Heather Pulse, Chris Alberts, John Mungai, Kristen Kelly, James Cunningham, William Jones, Gregory Lewis, Jesse Koplowitz, Shaker Ghazi. There are so many names to mention who have supported this program and each other and me. But please understand that these are just a fraction of the people who helped School Without Walls rise and become the #1 high school in Washington, D.C. This school's mission continues to thrive because of our newer teachers. Prayerfully, those of us who have been here a while are honorable mentors at School Without Walls history and culture. I apologize. I cannot name all the educators who've come before me at our school and who are currently enriching our program. They only gave me 3 minutes. But I wanted you to hear their names, at least some of them. I want you to know that when you drive past this building, there are people inside here growing this program, teaching and mentoring children, teaching and mentoring each other, nurturing relationships with families and with organizations in this city and around the world. I stand here to honor my fellow teachers at School Without Walls. You are seen, you are heard, and you are known. God willing, you will help this institution see another amazing 50 years. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ms. Briggs. So many memories, and the names that she called represent the excellence, the commitment, the dedication the teachers, staff, and faculty continue to give and have given to this institution. So thank you, Ms. Briggs, again for your reminder. At this time, I have the honor to present Councilmember Janice Lewis George, an alumni of School Without Walls.
Thank you, Principal Isaac. It's so good to be here with you, fellow Penguins. I stand before you today proudly class of 2006. Which is back in the day when we said 06, everybody would say, you know. And class of 2006 has a special place in my heart, and so I messaged some of them and said, I'm speaking today, what should I talk about? And many of them said, well, talk about what it meant to be a Penguin back in 2006. And so we started to reminisce in a few things. You know, being a School Without Walls Penguin means that when people ask you what high school you go to, you say School Without Walls, and everybody goes, what? In which you have to break it out into a humanities-based explanation of what School Without Walls means And that conversation is bound to last for more than 10 minutes. What it meant to be a School Without Walls Penguin meant, you know, across the street there when you wanted to not be late to school, but you wanted to order a turkey sandwich or a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, it was about 8:32 and you had to 8:45. You had to like literally decide what you were going to do, whether you were going to be late and face the wrath of your administrators or whether you would make it to school. And so many of us, I am saying, decided to be on time. Absolutely. Exactly. You know, being a School Without Walls Penguin meant that, you know, when you first started, your mind was just blown to what you were able to learn. I remember reading, we were talking about the Nasarema that Ms. Pokorak made us read on the first day of class in English class. It meant going to world history and literature. I see Mr. Ackerman there. How are you, Mr. Ackerman? So good to see you. Mr. Ackerman teaching us. It meant that you had amazing educators who really pushed you to the bounds of who you were and made you dig deeper and go harder. And yes, being a School Without Walls Penguin, it is hard. It is very hard because you are getting educated on a college level in high school. But the benefit that is when you get to college, it's really a breeze. Can I tell you? I want to tell you, one of the greatest things about going to School Without Walls is the critical thinking that you learn allows you to succeed in any environment that you go in. It's the critical thinking, it's the attention to detail that really stressed you out, that paper that you had to write. It matters, it all matters. And so I remember when I first got my college syllabus and they were talking about 4-page papers, I was like, this is amazing, a 4-page paper? That is wonderful. You know, I got that 4-page paper done in no time because I was used to writing 10-page, 15-page, 30-page papers. When it came to citing your research and citing your sources, that was a breeze. So you really have an opportunity as a School Without Walls Penguin to learn on such a high level that it really takes you beyond. I will say my School Without Walls experience took me through undergraduate, but even law school, right? That's the level of learning you're getting here at School Without Walls. One of the greatest things about being a School Without Penguin is also your fellow penguins. I will say the greatest thing that School Without Walls gave to me was penguins, friends, family for a lifetime. And as you know, penguins, we stick together. And I remember we had a yearbook. Our yearbook was a video yearbook. Anybody remembers the video yearbooks? We were known for video yearbooks. Every other high school in the district did regular yearbooks, and we had to be different. So we put together a video yearbook where we taped our feelings and how we felt, and our video yearbook still lasts with us till this time. So, you know, what does it mean to be a School Without Walls Penguin? It means that you're learning at a higher level. It means that you're digging deeper. You're doing really critical thinking work. You're getting African literature learned by teachers like Dr. Ishmael. You're learning world history in a different lens. When it comes to science, Ms. Piper is going to push you. Ms. Tyson is going to want to have her answers for what you learned in world history. And I gotta tell you, you're being taught by some of the best teachers. I will say I am proud to be the first DC council member who is an alumni of School Without Walls. And that is in less great part to Principal Isaac, who was my AP US government and teacher. And so I want to say, what does 50 years mean for School Without Walls? Well, it's 50 years of excellence in learning, excellence in teaching, excellence in community, excellence in leadership, excellence in activism, excellence in thinking beyond bounds, and penguins sticking together like no other, like we continue to do today. So to my School Without Walls fellow penguins, to the alumni are soon to come, so proud to see class of 21 up here. We are looking forward to great things from you. 50 more years of School Without Walls, leading and learning and without walls in our community. Thank you so much.
At this time, we are going to unveil the banner, and then we have 2 additional speakers. And so Mayor Bowser and Dr. Farabee, if you would move to the left, and that will take place at this time. And then we have 2 speakers in which the program will end at that point. Thank you very much, Mayor Bowser, Council Chairperson Phil Mendelson, and Dr. Farabee, and President LeBlanc, and our other guests for unveiling our 50th anniversary banners. I think that's something to celebrate. And we're going to ask if our audience, if you can move in closer. We have cars that are still traveling along G Street. Thank you. At this time, we will have our final 2 speakers, and that is alumni Petar Dimchep and parent alumni Terry Lynch, chairperson of the 50th Anniversary Committee.
Good morning, Walls. You can do better than that. Isn't this amazing?
Yes.
I just want to congratulate the whole school community, teachers, administrators, our chancellor, parents, teachers, all of you, all these familiar faces. It's so wonderful to see. I want to congratulate our whole community on this special occasion. It's hard for me to add to anything that's been said already. It's such a Walls is such a great institution. It's the best decision I've ever made to come here. The only thing I can add is I want to thank our elected leaders for helping the school become what it is today, for helping us build this great facility. And I also want to thank Mayor Adrian Fenty for his contribution to the success of the school. With that being said, I want to turn it over to Mr. Lynch.
Thank you all for coming out today. I was told what I was supposed to say, but I'm going to divert from it a little bit. On behalf of all the parents, I think all of us want to express our deep gratitude to all who have made the school what it is today. That starts, we are so grateful to the custodians. We're so grateful to the teachers. We're so grateful to the administrators, all who have lifted up our children and made it a success all these years. We are so grateful to all of you today, in the past, and in the future. Secondly, I want to salute the parents of all of you, the parents who've been here before. We're standing on their shoulders who made this school great. Following up on the council members' theme about hungry, we know the students here are very hungry. They're hungry for more arts. They're hungry for more athletics. They're hungry for more culture. They're hungry for more academics. And time again, the parents, through the Home and School Association, stepped up to try and provide to meet that hunger. Whether it's getting organized lacrosse for girls and boys, ultimate frisbee, travel to Europe, travel to elsewhere, music programs, cultural programs. The Home and School Association has been a steward for so long to help meet that hunger of all our students. To that end, one of our goals this year in the 50th is asking people to think about 50 for the 50th, a donation to the Home and School Association so that they can continue to meet that hunger of these students. We're so grateful to the Home and School Association. We're so grateful to all the parents for all these years. Lastly and shortly, I do have to say a special shout out to two people who are no longer here, but who were instrumental. Peggy Cooper-Kafritz. People may or may not know Peggy. She used to be well associated with Duke Ellington. Lowell isn't known. She was one of the key people for founding this school. She's no longer with us. Secondly, Alan Liu. People may know Alan Liu. He was the city administrator, but in 2007, Mayor Fenty tapped him to fix the buildings of our schools. So in 2007-8, this was one of the first schools to be modernized. One of the reasons why the wood floors were restored instead of replaced with linoleum is Alan Liu. At the masonry, the windows, everything, he was on top of every detail. Unfortunately, we lost Alan to COVID last March. But Alan, you're still here in so many ways, and we're grateful to you, Peggy, to the other parents, each of you, the students. The parents say, thank you, students. We are so grateful to you, the best thing any of us ever did, each of you. Thank you so much for coming out today.
And as we end the program today, I'd like to acknowledge the superintendent of Cluster 10, Dr. Jerry Jellick, and assistant principal, Latoya Grant. She works hard. Thank you all. Special thank you to our students. Would all of our students just shout out? Alumni, parents, teachers, our faculty who came out today, and our office staff, our custodians. Thank you all. Yes, thank you for coming today and helping to celebrate the 50th anniversary of School Without Walls. Thank you very much.